like Caitlin Clark is standing up for herself and letting her presence be felt very, very strong. Caitlin Clark has declined to take part in a three-point contest. But to me, this is a strong signal to the WNBA that Caitlin Clark ain't rocking with y'all. And I don't think any Indiana Fever players is. Now, we know the atmosphere that...
What if I told you the WNBA just invited 3 of its biggest superstars to one of the league's biggest All-Star events, and all 3 turned it down? Not 1, not 2.3. Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum. Different teams, different careers. Yet somehow, they all made the exact same decision. Coincidence? Or was this a message the league never expected to receive?
And with that being said, Caitlin Clark has declined to take part in it. Now, some people mad, some people ain't. But me, I definitely get why she declined. So Alexa Phillip, who was the one who kind of broke this story about an hour ago, that the three-point contest has been listed. And let's pull it up right now. Alexa Philippou here. Instead of Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and Kayla McBride were invited to participate in the three-point contest, but declined, a source told.
3 of the biggest names in women's basketball were expected to headline one of the most anticipated events of WNBA All-Star Weekend, the three-point contest. According to ESPN's Alexa Philippou, Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and Kelsey Plum were all invited. All 3 declined. At first glance, it may seem like a routine decision. But when 3 of the league's biggest stars all make the same choice, fans begin asking bigger questions.
Now, to me, Caitlin probably turned it down because we know that they like to use her for views. Let's read some of these comments. Somebody said, y'all not about to use them for views. I know a silent protest when I see one. So it's not just us that decided to protest this league. It looked like Caitlin Clark could be protesting it as well. Someone said there is no upside to CC joining in the three-point contest. It's a lose-lose for her. If she loses, her critics will say she's overrated. If she wins, her haters will say she is showing off. Sad but true. She always takes the high road. Let the haters hate.
Now let's be clear. This isn't about criticizing the 6 players who accepted their invitations. They earned their place and deserve to compete. The real conversation is about the names missing from the list. Because when fans saw that Caitlin Clark wasn't participating, attention shifted immediately.
Ingrid's pockets, by the way, anything that put money in these players' pockets out of expensive CC, I'm against it. Definitely is, man. So Yahoo Sports even blew it up. Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and Kayla McBride all reportedly declined to take part in the three-point contest. And like I stated, he's talking about this.
According to USA Today Sports, a source familiar with the situation confirmed that Clark declined the invitation. That report fueled even more discussion online. While there may be many legitimate reasons behind the decision, fans have continued debating whether there's a bigger story behind the scenes.
Put out here, and Caitlin Clark's name ain't on there, bro. Nope, it ain't on there. Buck is incoming. Meet the competitors for this year's three-point contest. Has over 240,000 views and 156 comments. For another year, Caitlin Clark is not in the WNBA three-point contest. AZ Fudd is there. I don't know the current shooting percentage of Sophie and Kaylin right now, but I think it's...
Then another surprising detail caught everyone's attention. Indiana Fever currently features several of the league's most efficient three-point shooters. Yet none of them were selected for the three-point contest. That immediately sparked debate among fans, who questioned how one of the league's strongest shooting teams ended up without a single representative. And with Caitlin Clark also choosing not to participate, the conversation only became bigger. Because this wasn't a decision that appeared out of nowhere. It was the result of months of growing frustration, unanswered questions, and a season that many fans believe has exposed deeper issues inside the WNBA. Throughout the 2025 season, Caitlin Clark has consistently found herself on the receiving end of extremely physical play. Hard collisions, aggressive fouls, jersey grabs, and heavy contact have become a regular part of nearly every game she plays. Many of those moments sparked immediate debate among fans and analysts, with countless people arguing that stronger penalties should have been handed out. Instead, Many believe the league's response often felt slow, inconsistent, or completely absent. At the very same time, Clark continued making history. She became the first player in WNBA history to record 45 points and 10 assists in a single game. She became the fastest player ever to reach 200 career three-pointers. She also earned Eastern Conference Player of the Week honors while continuing to shatter attendance and television records. From a basketball standpoint, she has been producing one historic performance after another. Yet despite those accomplishments, many supporters have questioned whether the recognition from the league has truly matched the impact she has had on the game. Then another controversy added fuel to an already emotional season. Many fans remember the debate surrounding the phrase, "dark side."
If they got any inner workings as to why, stated Caitlin Clark-Holligan in the WNBA three-point contest was abruptly canceled last year, which we all know Caitlin Clark only played 13 games. The last game was played on July the 13th. And Caitlin Clark declined an invitation to participate in the 2026 WNBA three-point contest in Chicago. A person with knowledge of the situation told USA Today Sports on Tuesday the spokesperson spoke on the conditions of anonymity because they're not authorized to speak publicly on the matter. The news come on the heels of Caitlin Clark.
Several media personalities and former players criticized portions of the Indiana Fever fanbase, creating an online firestorm that dominated basketball conversations for days. Supporters expected the league to calm the situation and protect one of its biggest stars during one of the most heavily discussed moments of the season. Instead, many felt the WNBA remained unusually quiet. Whether that criticism is completely fair or not, the perception among a large portion of the fanbase was already beginning to shift, though when the invitation to participate in the All-Star three-point contest arrived, many people weren't surprised when Clark reportedly declined. From the outside, it looked like much more than simply saying no to an exhibition event. It looked like a player carefully deciding how and where her brand would be used. And that's where the business side of this story becomes impossible to ignore. At this stage of her career, Caitlin Clark isn't simply one of the league's best players, she's one of the biggest brands in all of women's sports. Her games consistently produce some of the highest television ratings. Her merchandise continues selling at remarkable levels. Tickets disappear whenever the Indiana Fever come to town. Every appearance attracts enormous media attention. That level of influence changes everything. Elite athletes eventually reach a point where every public appearance becomes a business decision. Every interview, every endorsement, every exhibition, every promotional event, each one carries value. From that perspective, fans began asking a simple question. What exactly does Clark gain by entering the three-point contest? Imagine she wins. Would every critic suddenly admit she's the greatest shooter in the league? Probably not. Some would likely argue the field wasn't strong enough. Others might dismiss it as only an exhibition. Many would simply move the goalposts again, just as they believe has happened throughout much of this season. Now imagine the opposite outcome. Suppose she loses. Suddenly, social media explodes. Clips spread everywhere. Headlines appear questioning her shooting. Comment sections fill with criticism. A single exhibition performance quickly becomes ammunition for people eager to diminish everything else she's accomplished. That's why many supporters believe there was very little upside for Clark personally. From their perspective, the league stood to gain far more than she did. The WNBA could promote the event around its biggest star. Networks could advertise her participation. Ticket demand would rise. Viewership would increase. Sponsors would receive greater exposure. Meanwhile, Clark would assume nearly all of the competitive risk. Whether or not that interpretation is correct, it explains why so many fans viewed her reported decision as a calculated business move rather than an emotional reaction. And if that's true, it represents something much larger than one All-Star event. It represents leverage. Real leverage. For years, WNBA players have openly discussed wanting greater influence over how they're marketed, how league decisions are made, and how their voices are represented. Those conversations have existed for a long time. But meaningful examples of player influence have often been difficult to identify. Clark never held a dramatic press conference. She didn't publish a lengthy statement. She didn't launch an online campaign. According to reports, she simply declined the invitation. That single decision immediately became one of the biggest stories surrounding All-Star Weekend. Why? Because influence isn't measured by how loudly someone speaks. Sometimes it's measured by what happens when they quietly decide not to participate. That's exactly why this moment feels different. The three-point contest may not need every star. But there's little doubt that having Caitlin Clark involved would have attracted enormous additional attention. She understood the value she brings. More importantly, millions of fans understand it too. That's a completely different dynamic than the league has experienced before. Previous generations of stars possessed incredible talent and helped build the WNBA into what it is today. But Clark entered the league with an audience unlike almost anything women's basketball has ever seen. Her reach extends beyond traditional basketball fans. Casual sports viewers follow her. College basketball fans followed her into the WNBA. Corporate sponsors recognize her. Impact. Television executives recognize it. Media companies recognize it. That combination creates influence very few athletes possess. And when someone with that level of influence decides to step away from a major promotional event, people notice immediately. Social media certainly did. Within minutes of the reports becoming public, thousands of reactions flooded every major platform. Some fans described the decision as a silent protest. Others called it a smart business move. One of the most widely shared opinions argued that the league shouldn't expect players to increase ratings if those same players don't always feel properly supported. Another discussion quickly gained momentum. Many Indiana Fever supporters pointed out that the team has featured several of the league's most accurate three-point shooters this season. Yet none appeared in the announced contest lineup. For those fans, the omission felt difficult to understand. Some interpreted it as an anti-Fever decision. Others believed there were additional factors the public simply wasn't aware of. Regardless of which explanation proves most accurate, the debate itself revealed something important. Fans are paying closer attention than ever before. They're studying statistics, they're comparing league decisions, they're evaluating officiating, they're questioning player treatment. And increasingly, many believe they're seeing patterns instead of isolated incidents. Whether those perceptions are entirely accurate is open to debate, but perceptions matter. Especially for a league experiencing unprecedented growth, there's no denying what Caitlin Clark's arrival has meant financially. Attendance records have climbed. Television audiences have reached levels not seen in years. Merchandise sales have surged. Corporate interest has expanded dramatically. The WNBA has benefited enormously from the attention surrounding one remarkable rookie class led by Clark. That's precisely why every major decision involving her now receives extraordinary scrutiny. Every controversy becomes larger. Every league decision gets analyzed. Every public reaction spreads across social media within minutes. That level of attention creates both incredible opportunity and tremendous pressure. And that's why this story extends far beyond one exhibition competition, become part of a much bigger conversation about the future relationship between the league and its biggest stars.